Hi guys, and welcome you all back on my DIY refitting video where I'm actually working with my boat. In this episode I will be done with the water tank as well, which is huge. I mean, water tank, the floor, and putting up the tiles. So stay tuned and let's jump to the work. Now is the big part, painting the water tank. What I need a thinner, I will need somewhere to mix up the top coat, and I need a brush with an angle like this. I thought it's gonna be easier to reach the really hard spots. So let's do the first layer of top coat and see how it's gonna turn out. Finger crossed it's gonna be good and I will be able to access everywhere. So I'm done painting my water tank and this paint is toxic. Don't breathe it. I use a mask and I have marks all over my face. It was tricky to get inside in every corner, and I'm really not looking forward to replace my second layer of top coat on my water tank, but I have to do that. So yep, now I'm gonna go away as far as I can get from here because it smells so bad. But now it's dry. And the first layer of top coat is placed. I'm really not looking forward to do the second layer of the top coat. Even it looks pretty clean, so the top coat actually makes it really matte. And meanwhile I can just place the inspection hatches back because now it's white, clean. Honestly, I can start using the water tank. Before I actually start using the water tank, I just try to find the epoxy. And if I find the epoxy paint, then I will paint with the epoxy on top of the top coat. Because that you can do. You cannot do the opposite. You cannot place top coat on epoxy. This is actually... what the fuck? This is really weird. They don't have flat surface. Even if you have this gap here, this gap where you can place a Siliflex and seal, it doesn't go all the way around. Here is the hinges. And here is where it's basically ends up. So when you open it up, it's just no seal anymore. If you look these around ones, that's nice flat surface for Siliflex or any seal you want to place. It's really easy. Why they couldn't make the same for that big one? I've been chasing down this dream for as long as I've known. Sometimes I get to thinking that my life might be wrong. I wonder what kind of man I'd be if I hadn't moved away from my hometown. So a lot has been done already, and I'm working with my floor right now. These are the boards for the floor, and then is this fellow that will go on top of my boards. So this is kind of like foundation and this is kind of the top surface. You notice already that's a regular home floor, which you can buy in any construction store. I want a strong and rock solid floor. I hope this solution will give me that result. Also, the thing that I notice is that nothing is square in the boat. And even the floor is not squared. So I can't make square one and hoping that it's gonna fit on the floor. Each of these pieces have to be measured separately and cut separately. Each of this board will go in exactly in the location where it has to go. It cannot be changed with another piece is next to that piece, for example. Now I'm just running back and forward to my boat just to get set up these four floorboards. First four boards is ready and it's pre-cut. And as you can see, I take off and then I have the another board which I showed you before. I want a oak on the floor. And if I'm gonna go with a pure oak, only with the oak, it's gonna weigh twice more than it weighs right now. So now this is almost the final results. At least these four boards are complete. Now I just need to paint them. It's the same for these boards. If you see, they are pretty big. 1.20 m just in length and about 60 centimeters wide. And the reason why I choose to go with big is pretty simple. It's a little bit easier to make them. If I need to get underneath, I can lift up this piece as well. It's no problem for me. It's almost 3 centimeters thick, which is gonna give me a solid rock floor.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Hey, who you talking to? Just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you because I stand tall like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little.
So guys, this is done. Floor is installed. From my opinion, it looks really cool. Just goes together with all my interior. And I decided to skip all cuttings and measuring and everything in this video and just straight show you the results. And of course, this is roughly 3-day job. And it's not done, of course. It's just pre-cut and everything is placed and glued, but now I have to paint. Now we have to remove this beautiful looking floor. Remove the floor because I need to paint the backboard here and I need to apply the filler. And as you notice already, this green stuff is actually the filler. Really weird color, right? But it's a glass fiber filler. So I close all the gaps that I have here around. Then I'm gonna sand it, and after that I'm ready to paint.
I'm head over shoes on hardwood. For me, you know I wrote the book. I'm moving along from somebody wrong. So go ahead, tell me all the ways you miss it. How you want me back in your bed. But I'm not around for hearing you out. I gave you too much honestly, and you closed the door. Now you're calling me, but I don't need you anymore. Yeah, I already know.
Now my tiles are glued and it holds pretty well, surprisingly. You know what I use? I didn't mention you. I use a regular house glue, which you regularly, that's what you use for home. So I just use a regular glue and glue the regular tiles on the, well, not so regular wall. But anyway, it feels like it's strong and solid. So gray color like this, that you place in the gaps, like you fill up all the gaps here. Eventually I'm gonna remove the trim lists and I'm gonna remove the headliner as well. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm gonna remove it and change the new one. Here I'm gonna cover up all these edges, which doesn't look so good for now. And also I have to place something here, but it's gonna look really nice at the end. So guys, I'm gonna show you my freaking list. This is the main setup for my power source, or if you can call it power source or something. It's just gonna bring me that power that I need in the boat. And from here, the setup that I have here, which I'm gonna show you just shortly, from there I can take the power for all my devices that I'm gonna have on my boat. So let's go quickly ahead and see what it is. Pretty bad idea, I guess. Yeah, I'm not gonna see it. You know, instead of showing you the list, I will show you the items. So this is the first one. Victron Energy Control Panel, Digital Multi-Control. Basically what it does, it controls your inverter. So this is actually the inverter, which I'm gonna upgrade. Actually, it's gonna be a different one. It's gonna be 3000 watts. Gonna be charging and the same, charging my batteries when it's in a short power. And also it's gonna be giving me the electricity for like the regular electricity which you have at home. This Victron Energy, as you see, all is Victron. This is BMS, control my batteries, so I'm not blowing up them. This is the battery 1, battery 2, so this is gonna charge the battery 1, which is main battery for engine, and in my case it's also gonna be a bow thruster battery. And this is gonna charge first that battery, and then it's gonna go for lithium batteries. And this is the lithium batteries which I'm going to go with. They are pretty expensive. This costs $2,500 6,000 euros or something. So it's pretty expensive, and I need 2 of them. Each of this battery is 200 amps, which is gonna give me 400 amps at the end, which is more than enough for me. And as you can see, it's Bluetooth, which means that I can connect with my phone. I can see the percentages and everything on my phone, how much I have left the battery to use. And yeah, that's basically it. You're probably wondering why you don't have anything else. The main problem with the lithium batteries, and you probably heard it before too, is the alternator. And the alternator, it's easy to blow up the alternator if you have lithium batteries, because simply the alternator is not built for the lithium batteries. Why it's so? I can shortly explain you, but it could be a really long video where I can explain you, but shortly, it's the lithium batteries can drag so much energy. You can, like, basically you can put so powerful charger, and the lithium battery is gonna take it. And the alternator, for me, it's only 80 amps, which is more than enough for the regular battery. But for lithium batteries, they're gonna take all the power from the alternator, and eventually the alternator gonna get so hot that it's gonna melt. So that's the problem. That's the reason why I choose the lithium batteries from Victron, which is smart, which means also that they have protection. They have a low temperature sensor inside and high temperature sensor, and that's also another thing that you can't charge when it's too cold or too hot. I still study this, so I'm not an expert. Definitely don't look at me as example. I just learning just like you. The thing is that why I trust what I choose here is because I actually ask for expert opinion, and they actually send me all the items that I need for my setup. So that's shortly it. You know when I know when everything is working? My water start boiling. Hoo-hoo! Surprisingly, it's working. I don't have a spoon, so I need to make a coffee in really old style. Just like this. Okay. My eye measure will say this might be maybe enough. Maybe a little bit more. This depends how wasted I am today. There's these days when you really don't want to do a shit. And this is the day that I want to just chill and don't do anything. But I realize that every day that I don't do anything, one day behind the schedule. So I'm gonna try to hold my shit together. Not so bad. I get the energy and I want to paint my surface here. I call it black floor because it's under the floor. So today I can place one layer, and then a couple days I can place the second layer. Hopefully with 2 layers it will be enough to cover up everything. And I use alcohol to clean it up from fat, and it still looks pretty shitty. But anyway, after I'm gonna paint it, it's gonna look way much better. Yeah guys, the paint is on, and actually it's covering so well that I don't know if I need to place another layer. It's just so good. But oh, it smells so bad. I paint my fingers, and now I'm gonna go and paint the boards for my floor. I was able to paint the first layer of my paint on my boards, and yeah, I want to finish up this episode right here, because I think I done quite a bit and I was able to show you some things as well. So I hope to see you in the next episode, and if you are new, then go back and see my previous videos. Yeah, subscribe and hit the ring bell so you are notified when I have the new video uploaded. So yeah guys, see you in the next one. It's supposed to be a promising video. So, see ya!